Me and Hunter decided to sit down together and rank the entirety of Series 1 of Doctor Who with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. Let us know what your ranking would be, and if you agree or disagree with our ranking. If you're new to the channel, then please do hit that subscribe button. So let's find out where we put each episode and which one we think is the best. First, we've got the first episode, which is the first episode of the reboot Doctor Who, Rose. What are your thoughts on basically the first episode that when you watch the new Doctor Who, you'll watch?
Well, Rose is a great opening to the reboot. I do like the use of the Autons, but I don't like Plastic Mickey.
No. Yeah.
And I feel like there's some things in this episode that just kind of like are a bit too not so fond of.
Yeah, I felt the episode, and I know it was the first episode of the show basically being brought back, and they needed to do an episode of like who the Doctor is and all that sort of stuff. But I felt like it handhelded, like held the hand of the audience while watching it. Like there wasn't much sort of, not mystery, but it was just a very much like Doctor Rose, bad thing happens, that's it kind of thing. Like, it was quite a, like looking at that one compared to like episodes afterwards, it was quite a flat episode.
Yeah, I want to say it's okay. I don't want to say it is good. It is good though, isn't it? It's not a bad episode at all.
It's okay compared to the rest, but it's good when you look at what it's like, what kind of it did for the show, if that makes sense. Because that's probably most people's first episode of watching the show.
Absolutely, it was my first.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be that could be. So I would say I'm gonna go for pretty good.
Yeah, all right, I can agree with good.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair. Okay, so episode 2, End of the World.
I preferred it to Rose. Not to say it was a fantastic episode, but I like the choice of music with Britney Spears' Toxic and Tainted Love by Soft Cell. I think the storyline was fine, but it was lacking a kind of villain like Cassandra.
Yes.
Not really a particularly great villain, but I would say it is good and it is better and more enjoyable than Rose.
So would you say put it in above Rose in good?
Yeah, that's where I would put it personally.
Yeah. No, yeah, I completely agree with that one. There. Cool.
There you go.
Episode 3, the Unquiet Dead.
It's quite a forgettable episode, to be honest.
Because that's the one with the Charles Dickens and the
girl.
Yeah. I wasn't. It was a bit of a snoozer episode.
Yeah, it was just meh.
It felt like one of those episodes that was there just to pad out how many episodes we had in the season. Like it didn't do much to the overarch story. It kind of just was just there. Kind of thing.
It's one that I haven't rewatched much, to be fair. If I had to place it, I'd put it in okay. I would say I prefer Rose in the End of the World for sure.
I completely agree with that one. Yeah. So episode 4, Aliens of London.
My God. It's underrated.
Okay.
A lot of people would probably say bad. I don't think it's bad. I think the cliffhanger's great. I do like the story arc with Rose and her family and going back to her family after was it 10 months missing or something like that?
Yeah, it was a long gap between.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. Like, having that kind of put into the show, adding that kind of realism, you know what I mean? That was great. The actual episode itself, it was a bit shit. The Slitheen are terrible.
Yeah, I'm not. I think they're probably one of my least favourite villains of. Because they're just big fart things.
Literally. I'll put it in. I'd say I put it in okay. Above the Unquiet Dead, though, just purely for Rose's storyline of being missing for 10 months or whatever.
Because it is nice when we see the families react to when the sort of companion comes back after being away for. Because, for them, it's been, so much, but they've come back and it's, it's only been, 10 months for the families, but to, the companion, it's only been, a couple days. Because of the timey-wimey bits. But, yeah.
Yeah. The second part was more action-packed, for sure. I do quite like the scene where they back into that, closed-off room. I can't remember what they call it. The room with the metal doors.
Yeah.
And they're like, these are, made of metal. They never get in. But how are we getting out? I do love that scene.
It's one of the. It's quite a good one, that one.
It's more exciting than the first part. I would put it in good, but behind Rose because I don't think it really does much. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's. Yeah.
That's personal preference. It's not a bad watch, but it's not my go-to episode.
No. Yeah. Definitely. So episode 6, Dalek. The first time we see the Dalek. Is it the first time we see Daleks in the...
It is the first time, yeah.
First time we see the Daleks.
I do think this is the episode which made the Daleks threatening.
Yeah.
One Dalek takes out an entire military base kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very well structured episode. The Rose kill, the fake kill, still was a bit shitty, but other than that, I can't really knock this episode back at all. It's perfect. It's a perfect Dalek story. For that reason, I would say either GOAT or fantastic. Probably GOAT.
I was gonna say GOAT because of
absolutely
they built because this was the first time we saw the Daleks ever in. Obviously, we saw them in the classics, but in the newer Doctor Who, it was nice to see them back the same, but they were more upgraded. If that makes sense. They just, as you said, they just seemed more scary and more sort of menacing than they were before.
I still think to this day this episode is still the most threatening Dalek episode.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
nothing's come close.
No, definitely. But is that because we didn't know what the Daleks could do because it's the first time we've seen them, or because they genuinely just did them quite well in that episode?
They just did them really well. They were scary because they could literally kill anything, anyone. They were indestructible. The only way it died was itself.
Yeah. It
killed itself. That's literally how it died. They couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
One Dalek.
Yeah. I think GOAT is quite a good spot for that one. The Long Game.
Bad.
I don't remember that episode.
Fucking bad. Jagrafess with Simon Pegg.
Again.
Where they click the finger and the brain comes out of his forehead.
Yeah. Bad. Downvote. Nope. No, I don't remember that one. Episode whatever we're on now. Father's Day. Was this when they get trapped in the church and then the big sort of vulture eagle thing?
Yeah. Who wrote this episode? It wasn't Stephen Moffat, was it? He wrote The Empty Child Doctor Dances.
Yeah, I don't think it was someone else.
But it's got that really timey-wimey thing to it. I absolutely love Father's Day. Fantastic. I wouldn't say it's a GOAT episode. Obviously, the Reapers were great. The storyline was brilliant. Yeah. And the idea of having the Reapers change time or come into play because of Rose saving her dad.
That was quite a nice way of doing it, to be fair.
Absolutely.
It showed us as well as the audience of they can't tamper with what's happened
in the past, with paradoxes and shit.
Which is quite a nice way of showing what a paradox is.
The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. Are we judging this as separate parts?
I would say separate parts.
Because equally I love them both the same, and they're both GOATs.
I completely agree, because The Empty Child was my first episode that I ever watched of the show. This was the first time I ever saw Doctor Who, and I didn't know what the fuck it was before. Scared the shit out of me because of the fucking masks and the fucking, are you my mummy? All of that kind of shit. Scared the shit out of me, but yeah. It's
got everything. It's got horror, it's got comedy, it had such a brilliant cliffhanger as well.
It is. They're just brilliant episodes, they really are. Next episode is Boomtown, which I believe the Selvina back, aren't they, in this one?
Yes, but it's only Margaret because the rest were killed.
This is the one where she was running away and he used the Sonic to just zap her back.
Yeah. As a light filler episode, it's fine. It's fun. It's a fun watch. It's not a great episode, but I would say it's good.
No, I think good is absolutely, that's a good spot for that one. So we've got Bad Wolf and then Parting of the Ways, which is two-parter, but I think we should do it as separate episodes.
Absolutely, they feel very different. Bad Wolf obviously starts with game shows and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it leads into the cliffhanger of there being multiple Dalek ships, fucking millions of Daleks. The cliffhanger, again, amazing. It's not the greatest episode of all time, but
I would say fantastic.
Fantastic, 100%.
Yeah, because I think that is just because it was nice seeing the game shows and what they did with the sort of game shows that we have now, Weakest Link and those kind of ones, was it Big Brother? They did
Celebrity Big Brother, yeah.
And they sort of did a twisted it, and it was quite a nice change, I guess.
Yeah, it was really fun, that episode.
Final episode, Parting of the Ways, which was Christopher's Yeah, easy go. Christopher's last episode as the Doctor when he regenerated.
Amazing, regeneration speech.
It was actually. I mean, I know we say this every single time we talk about the show and the Doctors, but I do wish he had at least one more season.
Yeah, 100%.
Because everyone's first seasons are never as good as their last.
I also feel like the stakes have never been higher, though. The stakes felt like the highest. When it comes to Daleks, the stakes were the highest in this point. Because, we'd only seen them once before in the reboot series, and there was only one of them. Now there's millions. I mean, that's crazy. You're like, how the hell are they going to get out of this one? They managed it. But yeah, really, really good episode. Fantastic.
Yeah. It was a brilliant... I mean, I think overall, season 1 will always be just that different compared to the rest of them.
I mean, to only have one bad episode, you cannot grumble.
No, yeah,
very,
of course.
Very strong.
That's quite a good season lineup there.
Absolutely.
There we go. Hunter, thank you very much for joining me on this another ranking.
Thank you very much for having me.
Make sure you go and check out Hunter's channel. Link on the end screen and down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.
It's cold for a summer night. I text you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother, but figured I gotta try. And you say you're busy, but I don't believe you, it's keeping me up at night. The way my emotions keep turning around, can keep it inside, no.